Evening, everybody. Pop in. Let me know where you're from. Don't mind me. I'm just going to fix this just a little bit because can we get this over? Can we get this down? Whoopsie. There, that might work a little bit better, right? Let's see if that works a little bit better. A little bit. It's a little crooked, but you know what? It'll manage for now. Pop in. Let me know where you're from. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name's Cindy. I explore a little bit of the inside and a little bit of the outside. I'm a bit of a tree hugger. I do a lot of exploring, a lot of back road exploring. I haven't as late, so I shouldn't say I do a lot, right? I kind of been shut down for a little bit, like a lot of us have, right? But we manage the best we can. And in between the things that we can't do, right? We do things that we can do. I am a few minutes late today. I had to pan some bread. I wanted to make sure that I was able to get a loaf of bread up to my sister's tonight so she can bake it herself. That's the way I like to do baking, right? So I picked up a bag of flour. So I thought I'd get some things done, get some kindnesses out of the way, right? Pay back. And it's not a matter of having to pay people back. It's about wanting to do kind things for people, right? Show your appreciation. But for when, people go out of their way to do nice things for you. I've experienced a lot of that in the past few years, right? Not actually, I've come across that quite a bit in my whole lifetime too, right? It's what moves me forward when people go out of their way, and it just warms my heart, right? And I get these amazing kindnesses from people. Hi, Andrew. Oh, William's here too. Awesome. Yeah, William didn't make it last week. It's nice that he showed up this week. Amazing. You get to see a little bit of a difference in my apartment here, right? It feels different, doesn't it? And I have my lighting going on too. Oh, Owen's here too. Awesome. Hey, Owen. Yeah, so I am been busy today. Today was my day off from work. I get Sundays and Mondays off, and I dedicated it to get some things done. Cleaned out my closets, the things I tried to just shove out of the way until I had a moment. I got my linen closet done. I got some more work in my walk-in closet done. I got the bathroom done. I got a little bit of baking done. I got my carpets and some laundry done. I got some folding and putting away. I've got some hoodies and things that I need to do right now, but I'll do that after my live show tonight. But yeah, pretty much tomorrow I'll be able to just 100% enjoy my apartment. It's going to feel so good just to be able to ease back a little bit and be pleased with what I accomplished. It took me a little bit longer than I thought to get settled in. But, I work some funky hours, right? I work some strange hours that take a big part of my morning away and a big part of my evening away. And by the time I get home, because I exert so much energy at my job, right, that I am pooped, but I always try to do my best to find little ways that I can still move myself forward, right? And today was all about my apartment, right? I'm so pleased to be here. I'm so grateful to be here. Hi, Nancy. You sure are loved here, right? You walk in the door and everybody's on you right away. That's absolutely amazing. I love that. We have such an amazing crew here. How's it been going this week, Nancy? How's it been going? I know you were having some troubles last week, right? With the protests and the hooligans and stuff doing their thing downstairs. Is it any better this week? I actually haven't even been into the coronavirus site. I haven't paid any attention to the politics going on. I heard that you have a new president now, that he got inaugurated, right? You have a new president now. So that's pretty cool. Right? It's pretty cool. I don't know how well the transition went, if it went smoothly or not, but I hope it did. I hope it did. I've been reflecting lots this week about our leaders in this world and our so-called leaders and our wannabe leaders, right? Nobody wants to be a follower, but this world works on leaders and followers, right? And you could be the smartest person in your whole group, but if you are in the wrong group. There should always be smarter people than you are in your group, right? You're going to specialize in something, but your friends and your networks, they're going to expand, and they're going to be absolutely amazing in their aspects too, right? So you never ever want to be the smartest person in the room, right? Let me look at some of these comments here. Isn't it starting to look good now? Yeah, I'm really pleased. It's a little wonky, but I don't want to mess it up anymore because this is, I think, as best as it's going to get for tonight. But every week I'm going to manage to try and move it on. Yeah, I've been looking for new webcams. I've been looking for new cameras that I can use for going live. I might check out a new phone this month. I have to renew my driver's license this month. I also have to renew my phone contract this month also. So I'm trying to determine whether or not to take on another phone, because my phone works perfectly fine, and take a reduced rate in my phone bill, or I could take the free phone and get a second phone and use my first phone as storage, right, for my videos and things, and I could just transfer all that video and content over to my computer just from the phone. So it's like an extra phone is what it is, an extra camera for when I'm going. I think at some point along the way, What's My Good Cheer, which is my live show that I do on Instagram, I'm probably going to film that one too. It's just I don't have a proper camera to do it right now because I use my phone for my Instagram. It's not like I can videotape my live show. And I suppose I could do it with Zoom or something. I could check that out and see if I could do Zoom on the computer and then do my Instagram lives on my phone at the same time. And probably I could do something like that. I'm pretty certain that I have enough storage on my computer to do that. But that stuff I have to search out, right? Those are questions I need answered, and those are questions that I'm going to need to make a note, right? Zoom. I'm going to just make a note here. Zoom filming, and just check that out. I know you can record your lives on Zoom, so maybe I'll even just tape my live shows on Zoom and then just upload those to my YouTube channel, right? David's here too? Oh, yay, yay. I love David. Oh, and Kathy's here too. Wow, everybody's here tonight. Everybody's here tonight. What has everybody been up to this week? Has anybody moved themselves forward? Has anybody had some good life, good luck, or some progress, some movement forward this week? We are running into a time now where right now we should have a kind of like a mixed bag, because it seems everything that I move forward in, there comes with a little bump, right? I'm knocking my head or somebody's cranking at me or something. I had 2 people crank at me last week, so I had to do my bangs again. Right? So that, what it does is it sets you off. It makes you different, right? And when you're different, people actually take a moment, take a pause to try to figure out before they have a reaction to you. Because I bring out reactions in people, right? They can say very well that it's me, but it truly isn't in a lot of instances. A lot of instances, it definitely isn't. It just kind of sort of finds me. But if I can have 1 minute for a person to contemplate before they say something mean or do something mean, I would like them to have that moment, right? Because again, it's all about cause and effect. And it also gives me the opportunity not to have a reaction, right? I work really hard on mindset. I work really hard on mindfulness. And I've been doing so good at not getting angry, not blowing steam in the wrong direction, but yet still being able to be firm in my decisions and in my actions. So I thought that was pretty good. Well, if you want any help with your resume, Andrew, even if you want me to do your resume, you could send me a rough draft, Andrew, of the information that you want on it, and I would be honored to do your resume for you if you want me to. Yeah, just give me the information and the list of jobs you had, that information, and I'll do you something up really, really nice, a nice introduction and everything. But the thing is, Andrew, I know how fluent you are in speech. I know how well you write, right? I know you could make an amazing, amazing reference, right? An amazing resume. I know you could. I don't think you need my help at all, but I would be honored to help you if you want me to. Well, exactly, Andrew. That's what it is, right? And I don't know if I've told this story on Instagram, but I'm not sure if I ever told it on YouTube, right? But one time that I freaked out, I was having a bad day, and some woman was throwing bad onions in my grocery bag with my bread to stink up my bread, and throwing heavy stuff on top of my groceries. And I just took over those bags. I just pulled those bags right out of her hand and started bagging up my own groceries. And it turned out that her grandmother had just died, and she came in for that grocery shift just to pull it off, right? Right? Because there was nobody to cover her, and her grandmother just died, right? So a lot of times, like if I had known her grandmother died, I would have been totally 100% understanding why those onions were landing on my bread, right? But the thing is, we don't know. We don't know the kind of day that the person in front of us is having. So it's always important to be mindful of our actions that way and what we say, right? And, my mom used to say all the time, and she was the last person to practice this, but if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all, right? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all, because you don't know what will or will not hurt somebody, right? What kind of experiences they've had, what kind of traumas they've had, how little it might actually take to actually hurt somebody with just words or actions, right? And it's so true. Oh, hi, Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan. How's your job going? Let us know how your job is going. Yay, everybody's popping in today. Oh, so you're going into the same type of work, Andrew. Is that the idea, or something more stable, something more money, right? Something higher up? I'm not sure. Oh, Melvin's here too. Yeah, there's lots of political questions tonight, Melvin, for you. Go back over the comments and stuff. Everybody's talking a little bit about the politics, and here's the man for you guys, right? Melvin, the show's yours. Take the floor. 2021. Good question, William. That's a really good question. William's asking if anyone's got any new plans for 2021, right? So for 2021, my number one goal is I'm getting a vehicle and I'm getting myself back on the road. I'm getting myself back on the road. I'm going to tie my mindset and my mindfulness out with my explore videos and my adventures. And I'm going to make some really interesting adventures. I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to spend a little bit more time in the communities and a little bit more time with the people. I was actually thinking about buying one of those folding tables with the chairs and just taking that with me and just setting it up and just putting a sign there saying, let's talk, right? And then if we and then I could charge $20 and we could chit chat about anything, right? To give them all kinds of insight and help. But at the same time, here, let me just turn this down just a little bit, just in case. Um, but at the same time, if they just want to let me post the video of our chit chat to YouTube, then it could be free. We could do something like that, right? I might have to get a buster's license. I'm pretty certain I'm going to have to get a buster's license in order to do that. But you know what? It sounds like a lot of fun. And I think it would be a good way for people to let a lot of personal stuff off their chest that they've been holding on inside and be able to really dig deep to see, because everybody's out there trying to be tough and trying to be strong and trying to hold themselves up and trying to hold their own, right? And try to bring people along with them, right? I hope everybody's trying to do some kindnesses along the way, right? Even if all you can do is say something to them in a conversation. I feel so bad. We're seeing the effects of homelessness here, and I notice in a lot of places they're going to be making it illegal and tougher in their actions when it comes to people trespassing and stuff, because they don't want like these tent camps and stuff popping up all over the place. And it's going to happen more because more people. I was very grateful. If I wasn't in my 50s, I wouldn't have gotten such a great place, right? I can afford this. I can afford $368 a month and still make a few $100s every month that I'm able to put a little bit towards the bills, a little bit towards my saving for my vehicle, right? So for 2021, William, great question. Great question, William. For 2021, I want a vehicle and I want to get back on the road and I want to go exploring. I want to expand on my brand. I want to be more about what my brand is about, exploring the inside and the out. And I've been exploring the inside for the past year, but I think that's how God wanted it to be, right? God wanted me to stop and learn and listen and watch and take in and experience, right? Because the world needs, like, I wasn't delving into emotions. I had no interest in emotional intelligence, even though I was practicing a little bit, even though I was out in Mother Nature trying to calm my nerves, right? That's what I was out on the back road doing. I'd have bad weeks and stuff, and then I would go for a drive out to nature, and I would get in touch with Mother Nature, and it would bring me right down, and then I would be able to make it for another week, and then I would go exploring. But this past year was all about getting in touch with me, right? Waking up to how the world really is and really studying emotions, because I really think that we're moving into a world now. And how did I know that? Because I was studying emotions even before the coronavirus started. I was already delving into it. Like, doesn't it seem curious that I was delving into emotions like that when really truly that wasn't what my brand was starting off in working towards? And now, right, exploring the inside and exploring the out, it's like a major part of my brand, and it's going to do so much good. I've been listening to some great thought leaders, some great people who have gone through some of these traumatic experiences and came out the other end, right? Stumbling and feeling their way around and finding solutions for their problems and stuff. And, so instead of me having to experience those terrible things, I can vicariously take my lessons through other people's experiences, because I can touch the heart that way. I can understand the heart that way. I can understand people's needs. I can understand people's emotions, and I can help pull them through that way. Wow, Andrew, that's lots of tests. You sure do get lots of tests. I haven't been tested once yet for the coronavirus. Mind you, I don't have any interactions with anybody besides my sister outside of work, right? But I had some good experiences this week, right? I had some good experiences. I got a bouquet from a florist, right? Because I've been phoning them when we have lots of forest flower vases and stuff, and they come and pick them up, and they use them for their bouquets and everything. And with Valentine's Day coming up in another 2 weeks, then that means that I have to give them another call and tell them, come on down, come on down and pick up some vases for some flower arrangements. And we have lots. They're not the styles that they usually go for, but they're very nice vases, and I'll give them a good deal on those vases, right? And they've been very, very kind to me. But also customers. I had a customer, I told her she's a reseller. And she's trying hard. She's trying really hard to be a reseller, and she's not doing a great job at it, right? But she tries, and she's been having such a hard time. Like, I remember the year that I had, how scary it was, how lonely it was, how uncertain it was. And I didn't have any help. I didn't have any job. I didn't have anybody who believed in me, right? So I know how she feels. And that, and she's been coming in and she's been trying to put a roof over her head. She picks up little doodads and stuff like that. Finally, I asked her, I had to come right out and ask her. I knew she was a reseller, but she wasn't saying anything like that, right? So finally I got her to admit that, yeah, she's a reseller. And so I've been trying to give her a little bit of help, and we talk about things that come onto the shelf and stuff. We talk about things that come onto the shelf when she comes in to give her a little bit of insight, and I teach her a little bit about tags and stuff and keywords, right? Because keywords, I mean, if you're going to put up a pair of boots, make sure the size of the boots are in the title, right? Because that's how people search out their items. They're not going to go through a gazillion boot pictures just to find their size. So make sure the size is in the description and in the title of your ad, right? And at the same time, I've been giving her little tips. Oh, why don't you buy this? This is a good one. Oh, if you did eBay, this would be a good one. But for Kijiji, this is a good one, right? And I've been doing this and helping her out. And she came in the other day and she sold a pair of boots and she made a little bit of a profit. And she came in and she says, I wanted to share, Cindy. I wanted to give you a little something. And she handed me $10. And of course I did the no, right? But I know I'm setting into my abundance now, right? So it's important for me not to say no when people want to do these kindnesses. And I've got to understand also that when people are doing these kindnesses, they're doing a little something for themselves too, right? They're taking on that affirmation of kindness matters, right? Do a little bit for somebody else. And who am I to say no and not accept somebody's little offer? And even though I that $10, I took that $10. I was very grateful for it. And I put that $10 towards the key to my apartments that I've already lost. I lost a set of keys to my apartment, people. It cost me $30 to have the keys replaced. But I did it, and it worked out absolutely amazing, right? But the thing is, it did cost me $30, and that $30 came out of my budget, right? Out of things that I needed for myself. And it also makes it so I couldn't buy a lot of things for like I'm trying not to buy any clothes. I've got one top a week is what I'm allowed to take from work. So I'm spending $5 a payroll on clothes still, right? But I have a lot of designer clothes. I have a lot of brand name. And those are going to be included in my sales. I'm going to be doing a big major auction. I got some more pieces. Boy, did I get a nice piece yesterday. Oh boy, did I get a nice piece. Do you guys remember celluloid? Celluloid was a hard plastic. They made toys and stuff out of it in the 1920s. And I got this plate, this celluloid plate, but the center of the plate was 2 sheets of glass, and in between the 2 sheets of glass was some lace, some handmade lace. I'd never seen anything like this. My sister dealt in estate sales and antiques and stuff, so I purchased it for $1 and I took it to my sister. She'd never seen anything like that plate ever. It was a little platter dish, right? Maybe for some jewelry, maybe it was for some dainties or something. I don't know what it was used for, but it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. And yeah, she thinks might be able to get $50 for it. So I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, I got a sterling silver tea basket and stand last week, and my sister said that was worth $90. Yesterday, I put away about 8 pieces of earthenware, some plates, some side dishes, and some coffee mugs. So I put those away, and they're all 50 cents and 75 cents, and those will be all going up for sale too. So we're looking towards a really, really good sale, but I have to talk to my sister because I need my sister's help in doing this. It's going to be a big endeavor, and I've done eBay before, so I could do it on my own, but I want to make sure that I'm doing it properly. And if you have 2 people doing it, you can catch each other's mistakes this way. And I think if I give PayPal and eBay, they're 25% because that's what it costs. 25% of whatever you bring in, that goes to PayPal and eBay. That's your fees, right? So I have 75% is mine. If I give that other 25% to my sister, she's already offering, she's already making some listings and stuff with some of my things, right? So I thought maybe I would give her the other 25%. That way, 50% of the sales would be mine. I never paid more than $1 or $2 for many things at all, with all the things that I have here. And I have some pretty awesome pieces. I have some pretty awesome pieces, all from secondhand stores and stuff. And I am looking forward to going through. I don't know if I showed you guys this piece. I might have shown you this piece of satin glass that I got. I picked this up for last week. The woman's whole collection, it feels like satin. It feels absolutely just amazing, this piece of glass. It actually feels like satin, right? But this woman's collection came into the store last week, and there must have been, I would say, between 8 and 12 pieces came in. All different kinds of pieces, all different colors, all different designs. I thought this one was the prettiest one. I got my hands on one piece. I paid $1 for this, $1.50 for this one. This one here is worth about $50. It's worth about $50, right? For $1.50, for $50, I'd say that was a good auction. But the thing is, there were 2 platters on these. They kind of look tacky spray painted kind of bases attached to them, right? That's what it looked like. So I didn't even think the glass was nice, but the spaces weren't nice. They were kind of like metal, almost like aluminum or something. So I didn't grab them. But when I was researching the satin glass, when my sister told me what kind of glass it was, right, with the hand-painted flowers, these are all hand-painted, right? We thought they might be decals, but we took the magnifying glass to them, and they're actually hand-painted on there. When I was researching this glass, I found the platters, and the platters were worth $250 each. And there were 2 of them in that woman's collection. And yeah, as soon as the store opened, somebody bought those, and they were just gone, right? So, but I'm still pleased with my $50. I'm still pleased with the $50 that I'm going to get for that piece, and I'm going to get $50 for my little what is it? I'm going to get $80 for the little tea bag and stand because it was sterling silver. I still haven't found my letter opener. I don't know where it is. I don't know where my letter opener is. So I have a couple of more places that I can look, right? I have a couple more places. I don't know where it possibly could have disappeared to. I know I didn't throw it away, and I really hope I didn't throw it away. I hope I didn't leave it in my old place. But I do have some sterling silver. And I got a little jar and I've been collecting it. And I got a sterling silver ring. Last week I found a solid gold ring, a men's wedding band at my work, right? So I turned that one in, right? Because I'm sure it can go to head office or something, right? I'm just reading some of these comments. Sometimes I get yapping about things and then I miss all these comments. And you guys yap so much that I lose track, right? A new key for your Ford and it costs $360. That's crazy. Wow. Well, I hope you got a warranty on it anyway. Uh, right. And that's 100% true. As I'm putting all these hoodies away, I'm going to have to make sure that I check my pockets and stuff. It's possible that it's lying around here somewheres, but it will be good that I have them if I find them because sooner or later, I mean, I lived in my last place for 24 years and never lost a key the whole time I was there. And I was only in this place for 2 weeks and already I'm losing keys, right? But I've been doing a lot of that. Things going good for me and things going bad for me. It's a mixed bag of both, right? All going on at the same time. But that's a good sign. When that happens with me, that's a good sign because when things just go good, that means that something really, really bad is going to happen. When things are just good all the time, that means something really bad because it's always a balance between light and dark, right? But when you have a little bit of dark following you around as you're doing good, right? Then it means there's nothing really big going to happen. Just a whole bunch of little stupid stuff. And I'm good with the stupid stuff, because I can manage things well, right? That way. So I'll take on that little stuff. Keep all that big stuff out of my out of my life as far as I'm concerned, right? And when I see the big stuff, I'm talking about illnesses in my family, deaths in my family, losing my job, losing the roof over my head, right? Having a friend hurt or not doing well. Yeah, these are the things that bother me, right? When you pay your rent online, you have to pay a fee. Wow. Yeah, I just took the bus down to the bank, got a money order, and I just took it down to the office downstairs. It was really easy for me for my rent. I can't believe it. $368 a month, right? I could not work at all, and I could manage to come up with that money somehow. Somehow I could do that, right? Yeah. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm grateful for this beautiful view that I have. I counted all the buildings that I could see people. I don't know. It was kind of strange. Like this morning, I was sitting here and I was having my morning coffee. Let's have a sip. I was having my morning coffee and I was just sitting here and I was looking at all the buildings and I thought, why don't you count how many buildings you can actually see without getting up and looking out other windows and everything? I counted 64 buildings. That's the kind of view that I have. I'm directly across from the legislative building. I mean, I would have the perfect view of the legislative building if it wasn't for that new building that has popped up like 2 blocks in front of me, right? Because it takes most of the side of the building. But it's strange because when I'm looking through the apartment on that building, I can see the legislative building out a set of windows on the other end of her apartment. So she has she has that whole floor. Well, she's got at least half that floor is hers because she's got the same windows on the other side of her apartment as she does on this side. And I can see, like, I could see the legislative building through her apartment. So it's pretty cool. And she's 2 blocks away. And I don't know why I'm saying she, it could be a he, but I can see his desk and I can see his office chair, but only in silhouette, right? And I always look to see, can I see them sitting in their chair? That's pretty cool. I was really concerned about my big picture window. You guys know how much I loved my big picture window in my old apartment, right? And I was feeling really bad that I was going to be moving and I wouldn't have that. And it's strange because I really enjoy looking out my window. I really enjoy having my desk here right in front of the window. This is funny. This is a funny story. Yeah, I left my old desk. It was 500. It was a solid cherry desk, good big desk. It was modern, but it was as big as those old principal desks, right? And I didn't want to bother my sister and my brother-in-law to bring it. I wish I had. I truly wish I had brought that desk now. It was a lovely looking desk. It would have looked amazing. It was the perfect size for me and everything. And I felt really bad. But the thing is, I'm not one for crying over spilt milk. But I got stuck with this table, which truly, truly sucked when it came to, having some space for doing some writing, having space for the keyboard. Yeah. And at work, this old beat up desk came in. It's an old antique, over 100 years old, guaranteed. And it had a flip up side on it to extend it a little bit bigger. And it's a wood one. It's got a couple of coats of paint on it. It's got some stain on it. It's in not great shape. The bottom drawer doesn't even open or close, but it's shut, so it can just stay shut. I'm grateful to have 3 drawers. I just brought my box of vitamins here, so I'm going to use the bottom drawer just to keep all my vitamins and minerals in there. And I think I might do this is what I use. This is called Palifer. You have to ask the pharmacist for this. You can get it behind the counter, but you have to ask for it because it could be poison for the small kids, right? Because it's pure iron, right? It's Palifer. It's like folic acid, right? And you get 2 of these sheets in there, and yeah, 2 of these sheets in here. And what I do is for about 4 or 5 days, once every 6 weeks or so, I take iron supplements, some really strong iron. And what it does is it oxygenizes your blood, and which is a good thing considering that the virus is going out there. And if you haven't had the virus, the more oxygen you can have in your blood, the better, right? But it keeps your red blood cells way up there. It gives you that energy that you need. I only take it for 4 or 5 days only because it's very acidic. It can give you an ulcer if you do it for a very long time. You could do folic acid, which is a lighter version of this, which would probably still be. You could do it more often. You could do it. Maybe you wouldn't want to do it daily, but you maybe do it every second day. I used to do that quite often. I would mix up the recipes for the vitamins because depending on the seasons, in the wintertime here in Manitoba, people take a lot of D3, I actually had to cut back on my dairy product and stuff. And I think it's for the fact that I might have a condition called Williams disease. I know it sounds funny, but if you guys Google it, one of the main aspects of this disease is the baby finger turns inward. Look at my fingers, my baby fingers, how they turn inwards. I'm straightening them as straight as I can do for my baby fingers. They're like praying fingers. Look at it. They're so funky right? And I thought it was because like I was breaking my fingers and not setting them straight. Like I would just work with a broken finger or something. And I thought that's what it is. But something came across my platforms where I actually watched a video on something called Williams disease, and they were talking about the symptoms, and it seemed that it might be something that I should check into, because this is a common factor in that disease, and that's an indicator of when the doctors, because only 1 in 10,000 people come with this condition, right? But the thing is, the doctors need to initiate, and they have to have a thought that maybe it possibly is, because it's such a rare kind of thing. They don't usually think of it, right? But it's their main way of determining whether or not it's possible that you might have that disease, is if your baby fingers are like this, right? I'm just going to read some comments here, people. Wow, that's really strange. Well, landlords are having a really, really hard time right now, right? And that's what happens. Greedy grabbers, right? A greedy grabber is a lobster fisherman. They only have 2 times a year that they can go out and go lobster fishing. And when they go lobster fishing, they're only allowed to do it for 2 weeks. So what they do is they greedy grab. They go out there and they just compete with each other, and they're not nice, and they just greedy grab, right? So that's what a greedy grabber is a lobster fisherman, right? But landlords, right, are greedy grabbers too, because what they do is they buy up all these development companies and everything. They just buy up all these buildings, even on my street and stuff. I've had buildings. When I lived in that apartment away from me was a little house, and ever since I lived in that building, that house was abandoned. It was abandoned, and I walked by it almost every single day to go to the bus stop, and I would look at that woman's uh, little ornaments in her kitchen window and stuff. And every year they would just get blacker and blacker and blacker until they weren't even distinguishable anymore as ornaments. Right now, the roof is caving in, the fence is falling over. The woman's car, it looks like it was a baby blue, Toyota. They were really popular. They were really popular in the late 80s and early 90s. Toyota something, but it was just a little teeny weeny car. It was in brand new shape, so she must have been put into a home, or she passed away or something. But every once in a while, her garage door would be open, right? So you knew people were breaking into her garage, and I would close her door for her, and I would see that little car in there. But that house is still abandoned, right? That house is still abandoned. Every twice a year, the city comes in and mows her grass. I'm sure her mailbox is full of bills from the city, because I know they charge you. If they have to mow your grass, they're going to charge you, right? Unethical, right? Legal but unethical. I hate that. I hate it when like loopholes make it possible, when people can get away without paying taxes, right? Like my sister, she's like a millionaire, and she makes so much money, right? And yet she goes for refunds and stuff every year, right? And I don't get it, because when you make more money, shouldn't you pay more taxes? I mean, yes, they take big taxes off your paychecks and stuff, and you don't get all that money back. But at the same time, at income tax return time, you shouldn't be getting a refund if you made that much money, right? So there is ethical and unethical. And just because you can do something, and just because it's legal, right, doesn't mean that it's right 100%, right? Why do you think that? Why do you think that, Andrew? Why you remind me? Okay, he's probably answered this question if I go down to the next comment from Andrew. Right? No, it didn't come. It didn't get to you, David? Oh no. And I kept the receipt too. I kept the receipt. I'm not sure if it's insured or something, but I will check. I'll check on that tomorrow. I have to go through my files tomorrow because I'm looking for some indigenous prints that I want to hang and get picture frames for, David. That should have gotten to you, right? Things aren't so bad right now, David, that mail takes, because I mailed that. When was that? November. Mail doesn't take that long. November, December, mail doesn't take 3 months. I really hope it gets to you. I really hope that it's a hold up at the border. Maybe it went through customs. Maybe the metal detectors set it off, right? Because it's copper. Maybe the metal detectors caught it and they pulled it off to the side. I hope it comes to you. It was a beautiful little icon. It was so beautiful. It was like Jesus and it had his big heart. Yeah, right in the middle of its chest. Oh, I hope it at least took some pictures of it and stuff. Yeah, I really hope so. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, David. Right. Well, I hope whoever's hands it made it to, because, if it doesn't make it to you, it made it to somebody's hands, right? And I hope, it's the journey. It's on a journey right now, right? That icon is on its journey and it's going to go to where it needs to go. So if it's meant to get to you, David, right? I guess it's going to be meant to get to you. And we'll try again with something else down the road, won't we? We'll try again. Maybe one of my walking sticks or something. You guys, I've got all your walking sticks. Everybody's walking sticks here, right? Except I need to find a suitable stick to make Andrew's stick, right? But I've got Karen's stick is done. I've got Owen's stick is done. I've been working on Nancy's magic wand. I've been making a magic wand for Nancy, and I've got all kinds of neat stars and stuff. But I wanna put a little few choo-choo trains on it and stuff, and I want to get some sparkles, and I want to put some sparkles on it. And then I want to put a lot of, I will, David, I will check the carrier there. I will check my receipt and see if there was some insurance on it. Yeah, so I don't know with the coronavirus how it's going, but you know what? Let's keep the faith, right? Because I took a picture of the address. I took the picture also of my envelope to make sure that it was the exact address that you gave me, and it was a pretty long address. So I wanted to make sure I double checked and rechecked to make sure that I wrote it all on there and it was right. I really hope it gets to you. I remember you emailing me, William, and telling me it was your birthday and stuff, right? Yeah, I don't know what everybody's been doing for birthdays. I'm going to assume there wasn't a lot of birthday parties or anything going on. I was actually thinking about maybe what I wanted to do. Well, actually, me and my niece, Grace, we're actually talking about maybe having a big party to bring the whole family together, the friends together, all the acquaintances together, right? The mother-in-laws and stuff. And we have to do this after the coronavirus is gone, but if it's close enough, we sure would like to wrap it around Charlie, who's my great niece's birthday. It's her name, right? So we thought maybe we put on like a big party, rent a community hall or something, and put on something amazing, right? To celebrate the coronavirus being over and to celebrate actually getting to meet and greet our great niece. I've only seen her once, and it's been a year now, so I've only seen her once. Oh, well, almost a year, not quite. almost a year. In a couple of months, it'll be almost a year. But I only saw her once, and it was through the car window, right? She was laying in her bed in the back seat, strapped in the back seat, and I was able to look in through the window. So yeah, we're looking forward to having some family gatherings and stuff. For now, right now, I am content to be on my own. I'm content to be able to work and try and earn some money so I can buy a vehicle, get back on my feet, settle in, calm my system down, right? It's important for my system. My system was pretty wired, right? Even though it might have not shown. And I tried hard to rely on my lessons to alleviate some of that pain of moving forward. And it helped out a great deal. I got such amazing insight that helped me out lots, right? So it could have been a lot more painful than it was, but I'm very grateful for how I came through it all. Even a little piece of copper though, David? Yeah, that's it's just strange, right? I really hope it gets to you. I have confidence. I don't feel like it's lost, David. I don't feel like it's gone. I feel like it's going to get to you. I'm pretty certain of it, David. It has to, right? Otherwise I would feel that it wasn't getting to you, that it was. I think it's just being held up at the border. I think the mail system is really low. I think not only I think the mail carriers and are in Mexico could be affected by the coronavirus. Even the mail carriers in the States can be affected by the coronavirus, right? And it's everything is being held up now. Three months seems like a long time, but I have great faith that that is meant to get to you. I thought of you instantly, right? I thought of you instantly, David, when I came across that, and I made a point, like right away when I got my hands on it, right? I packed it up and wrapped it really good, and I stuck it in an envelope and went down to the post office, and yeah, it was accepted. Nothing came back to me. I never got no notices or anything. So I still have faith it's going to get to you, David. I still have faith that it's going to get to you. But yeah, it was a little, but it was only a little piece of copper too. It was no bigger than a playing card. It was almost the exact same size and shape as a playing card. Maybe, well, it was thicker, right? It was about maybe a quarter inch or a half an inch in thickness, right? Pressed copper. It was really nice, right? It'll find its way to you. I'm confident in it, right? Yeah, but I hope you had a great birthday. I know you managed to get out there, William. I saw your message. I saw your message yesterday. By the time I got home though, I think I managed to give you a thumbs up, and that was pretty much it. I was pretty bagged. See that wicker chair behind me? That I pulled out of the garbage bag or garbage pail in the back lane, and I painted it. And those two cushions, those are actually two big cushions that I had on my couch. And even though I didn't bring my couch, I brought those two big cushions for my chair, which I think looks absolutely amazing. They're tapestry. It's like two women sitting underneath apple trees or something in their backyard. It's a yeah. So I got the chair sorted out. I got the hassock in the garbage. You can see my glass lamp over here. This is my glass lamp that doesn't get to go up on the table until I have the lamp shade for it, right? And then here I have is my history shelf, and it's all my favorite ornaments that relate to history. That's my moonscape painting, the artist that I want to start collecting his art pieces from, right? Up here, can I get this? I'm going to make a mess right here. There we go. Come on, Cindy. Right there, right there. That's my brass wire tree, because I believe I'm a tree. I I breathe in carbon dioxide and I breathe out oxygen for the world, right? So I found that at work, and somebody put a lot of love into making that, right? Somebody put a lot of love and care into making that, and I think it looks absolutely terrific. And it's something I'm gonna drag around with me until I'm gone, right? But yeah, that's just only one scene. That's only one scene in my apartment, right? And when you actually think about it, my apartment is no bigger and no smaller than my last one, right? I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough to be able to have a roof over my head and to at least not have that worry, right? And I would wish that on everybody, that at the very least you have a roof over your head, right? Because if you have a roof over your head, right, you have the time, right, to not contemplate on those issues. And what you could do is you can think on things that will help move you forward, right? Oh, happy birthday, David. 65 years old. Holy moly, right? We are all getting up there. I'm already telling people that I'm 60, and I'm not 60 yet. I'm 59, but I did that for 1 year. On my 57th birthday, on my 56th birthday, I told everybody I was 57. The whole year when I turned 56, I told everybody I was 57, and I turned out I was only 56. So the following year, when I got my birthdays, I was correcting everybody. I'm only right, or I said I'm 58 this year, and it's no, you're 57, and I had to backtrack, and sure enough, I told everybody that I was 57 years old when I was actually 56 years old. So it was almost like I gained a whole year back, and it was amazing. It was kind of cool it happened that way. 100% it does, right? And if you could take that one little bit of burden off, right? When you're worrying about how you're going to pay your rent, you're not even thinking about how can I put money away for a car. Now I can concentrate on that, right? Now I can make a point of actually putting money away every single payday. Now, on the norm, I would have already had my income tax return done, right? And I would be spending that money. And instead, this year, that money's going towards my car. I need $4,000 for a decent, something that will just be drivable until I can figure something else on. Just enough to get us on the road. I could do CAA, which is like a towing company and stuff. So if something happens to my car, right, I have phone service, right? Digital age, I can use my phone, and I can actually make a phone call, and they can come and get me and pull me into or drive me into some small town or something to get me sorted, right? I don't mind sleeping in my car, right? I don't mind it in the very least. And I actually saved the cushions off my old couch so that I could do that. But it's very important for me to show everybody that I keep to my word, that if you actually work towards something, Spirit will help you to achieve your goals, right? If you set a goal and you work towards it, right? You work towards it, your soul will contribute to that pot too. So I wanted to show everybody that I could do it. It's just as important for me to show everybody as it is for me to be back on the road. Equally is important, right? Equally, because it's about my journey. This whole brand, this whole thing of coming live every Sunday is just to show my journey, just to show that it can be done, right? That it's never too late. And even if you don't know what you're doing, even though you're making big mistakes, even though you're failing right and left, if you just don't stop, if you just try to keep moving forward, and you just try to keep the proper attitude, right? And then just try and help people out along the way, right? Who are going through the same things that you've gone through, right? That you might have that little insight that will help it make it a little bit easier for them than it was for you, because you have the answers now, right? That's all you can ask for, right? Yeah. I'm tired. I tired, but I love my live shows. I love coming on YouTube every Sunday, even though it doesn't give me great movement. What it does is give me great friendships, and it gives me great understanding, and it gives me the trust that I could actually do this, that I actually know what I'm doing, that I actually, you know, can count that I'm going to make the right decisions when I need to make those decisions, right? And at the same time, it gives me a great peace of mind when everybody joins me, right, on Sundays, and I can say, okay, everybody's good. Everybody's at least holding on. At the very least, we're all getting through this, right? Because you might not have found this channel, right? You might not be spending your Sunday nights with me. What would you be doing right now if you weren't hanging with me, right? If you weren't hanging with me? Maybe you would be into your bad habits. Maybe you would be fighting with your spouse. Maybe you would be sitting on the couch and not making any movement forward yourselves, right? At the very least, we are just kind of getting together, listening to each other, seeing what each other needs, helping each other if we possibly can. Yeah, I love it. I really do love it, right? Oh, thank you, Owen. I appreciate that you say that, right? I know you get it. I know you get what I'm doing here, right? And I know you come here and you guys are providing service too, right? Every single one of those blue wrenches, every single one of those blue wrenches, right? They come in here and they provide value. They move themselves forward by helping others to move themselves forward, right? Just by their warm hearts and their welcoming attitudes, right? And their understanding of me and my silly ways, right? We all have silly ways. We all have silly ways of understanding things, right? But we're very accepting of each other, right? We just got to keep in mind, we just got to be kind, right? We just got to be mindful of what we say, how it would affect somebody else, if it hurts other people, right? If it stops other people from moving forward in their own journeys, because you might not get while you're here, right? You might not even believe anything I say. You might just think, look at that silly woman, right? But you know what? Maybe in the next life, right? Maybe somewheres down the road, you never know. We might meet, right? We might meet, and you're going to think and you're going to remember the feeling that you had, right? You're going to have a feeling attached to that, and you're going to know and recognize me for who I am. And then you'll know where you're supposed to move and how you're supposed to move and who you're supposed to move with, right? Maybe not this life, but maybe the next. You don't know, right? You don't know. That's what deja vu is. Does anybody ever out there have deja vu? I haven't had deja vu in years, but I used to have deja vu all the time. And I would say, I've done this. I just did this. I just did this like a week ago. I just did this yesterday. Oh, I remember this so well. Am I doing this right now? Right? And I used to have deja vu all the time. The silliest things, like, picking up a comic book or picking up a coffee cup or bumping my head on something. And I go, oh, right. I remember doing this before. I remember this moment. It was exactly like this, right? Good night, David. Adios. Adios, David. And I really hope your open hearted Jesus makes it to you, right? I'm going to send out some good mojo. Let's get this icon to David this week, just so that he can come on next Sunday and say, Cindy, it came. I can't believe it came this week. And you said it was going to. I'm not going to say it's going to come this week, but it's going to come shortly. I have faith that it's coming towards you. Right? It's not last. It's going to get to you, David. It's going to get to you. For sure it will. Right? I trust that it will. But have a great night, David. Have a great night. Well wishes for you, for sure. Right? Sending you tons of love. Sending you all kinds of energy wherever it needs to go, we'll send that light, and wherever you need it most, it's going to find its home. Yeah, for sure. And I'm sending it out to all of you guys, right? All of you guys. I wish all of you guys could you know, find some peace in your own lives too. Life can be a struggle, right? But it's all adapt and conquer, right? It's all adapt and conquer. And that's all I'm doing here right now is I'm adapting and I'm conquering all my problems, right? And that's the way it's going to be my whole life. And it doesn't change because once you conquer something, right, you have space to take on something else. And it's usually bigger, and it's usually bigger than the one you just finished conquering, right? So you just move on to something bigger and better, right? That causes you more stress, more determination, right? You just have to jump on it, chew it up, get the job done. Adapt and conquer. Peace and stability. I would give that to you in a moment, Andrew, in a moment, right? A little bit of settlement to your systems, right? A little bit of calm to your systems. I'm sending that to you guys for sure. And I know a lot of you guys' stories, right? We've been together for a long time. And as much as you guys know my story, I know your stories too. And I know, right? Just say where you need that light. And I'm sending that love to you. And I'm sending that light to you. And that light is going to find the exact spot where it needs to go. For sure it will. You all get it. You all get it, right? And 100%, David, right? Wherever that little icon is, right? I hope it does good, right? No matter what. That I blessed that thing. I prayed on that thing, and I'm not a big prayer, right? I sent great mojo with it. And I meant for it to make it to you, and I'm positive it's going to make it to you, right? Yeah. So what else has been going on this week? I found some pictures, people. I found some pictures. Do you want to look at some pictures? I'm going to show you some pictures. This is a picture of my dad. This is a picture of my dad shortly before he passed away. My dad loved to wash dishes. He used to treat it like we was meditating, right? My dad, he would wash dishes after dinner every single day. But at the same time, I was looking at pictures of myself, right? And I'm going, man, life has changed. This is me and an old Malibu. I think that vehicle was called a Malibu. It looked like the mafia car, something out of like some kind of gangster would drive around in. It didn't last very long, maybe 6 months at that. But I traded in my Toyota Celica. I used to drive down the highway, and the side panels used to come up, and it would look like a little airplane driving down the highway. And pretty soon, right, I was starting to get stopped and everything by the cops. And so I took it to the wreckers, and I traded it for that vehicle. That one only lasted 6 months, but the chrome sure was nice. It sure had really, really nice chrome on it, right? This is a picture of me and my nephew. And this is right after I left my husband in 1997, and my sister got married, and we set up the living room of one of my sister's houses, and we had a little wedding reception for her, right? And that's my nephew. He woke up the year before I did, and yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, we all deliver packages to each other. But yeah, there were just so many outdoor pictures, so many pictures with me and nature, and it was really interesting to go through these. Now, I purposely wasn't out there looking to go through pictures because I'm not one for that. Oh, there's one me fishing at my favorite lake. I used to go out there. There's nobody out there. This is like total weird wilderness where I go camping. And I had a dinghy, and I would get in my dinghy and I'd roll out to the middle of the lake, and I would just fish all day long, right? I've only caught, well, in my lifetime, I've caught a few fish, but this when I go to this lake, I've only caught a fish there once, and there are some big Manitoba prize fishing up in this area where I go fishing, right? This was the first time after I lost that weight. This is me. I weighed, well, at that time, I had lost a lot of weight, and my doctor asked me to gain 10 pounds back, right? So I gained 10 pounds back, but when I gained that weight, I went off my diet, and over the course of 20 years, I gained another 50 pounds back. So I ended up having to lose another 70 pounds. You see, my weight has always been up and down. That is me. Look how big I am there. I used to wear a 48 triple D bra. A 48 triple D, a triple D bra. This is me off camping. I used to love to camp. I loved the outdoors. I always have. Like I said, all my pictures are me outdoors. But, after I lost that 160 pounds, I had to have a lot of plastic surgery done, and I didn't expect that. I thought I was going to lose that weight. My body was going to go back to being perfect. I don't know how I had that idea in my head, but I did. And I lost that weight, but I ended up having to have a double tummy tuck, right? Where they bring your back to your front, cut off all the excess skin, and then they sew you up. You actually look like you have an autopsy. Those scars are all faded now. You don't see them now, really. But at that time, they were very purple, right? So it actually looked like I had a tummy tuck because I was cut from my breastbone right down to my pelvic area, right? And they tightened up all the skin. But at the same time, I had to have a breast lift, I had to have a reduction, and I had to have a nipple replacement also. So I had a lot of plastic surgery. The doctor also, because in Manitoba, your mental well-being is just as important as your physical well-being, I had the option of having my thighs done too. But because it was an area that 50% of the people who have this operation actually have serious infections when they have their thighs done to tighten up all the loose skin on the thighs, I decided not to have that one done, right? Same with the armpits. I didn't have the armpits done. And I didn't have the gobble on my chin, but my gobble is not too bad. This is all from losing weight, right? This is loose skin. So my face would have been a lot larger. But the reason that it's not so bad, gobble from losing 160 pounds, 170 pounds actually, it's because I chewed gum. Throughout losing weight, I chewed gum every single time I went on a diet because it tightened up the muscles in my jaw, right? It strengthened up the loose skin quite a bit. It helped out quite a bit. And I would suggest to anybody who's on a serious diet and looking to lose weight, right? I would say chew gum. They actually have a little rubber toy now that you can put in your mouth, right? And you bite on it because the pressure from your teeth, you can put really high pressure. And it's really good for tightening up your face. And I would think that if I had the option to do it again, I would probably buy that little rubber toy. I don't know what it's called, but it sits on a string and you wear it around your neck actually. And every once in a while you pop it in your mouth and you bite on it, right? And it tightens up all the muscles and all the loose skin and stuff. And it gives you really good tone in the face, right? Look at me. Here's another picture of me, right? This is me in what is it? Bouchard Gardens in Victoria. No, this is Little Mountain. This is the gardens on Little Mountain in Vancouver. And I climbed up a display. I'm brave that way. Probably had a note, don't climb don't climb the cliffs or anything, but I wanted some good pictures of me in the waterfall, so I climbed up there. I'm a little bit of a what do you call that? A rule breaker at times, right? But I never do anything that will harm myself or harm others. I'm always taking good care not to put myself in situations where I'm going to go and get myself hurt, right? Because remember, like God even has plans for us, right? We don't know what they truly are, but you have to leave yourself open. And if you do something foolish and you hurt yourself, right, then you're not going to be able to fulfill what you're actually meant to be doing in this life, right? I'm very grateful that I follow the people that I do, that I resonate with the content that I do, that I understand that me moving forward in my evolution means that I have to take action on certain aspects, and I have to be able to let things go and make space for other things, right? And I promised Gabriel I would leave myself open. And this is what I'm doing, Gabriel. This is because of what you were saying about leaving yourself open for love and for romance and for connections and stuff, right? So I've been trying to feel good about myself. I've been trying to, feel comfortable in my own skin. I've left a big mirror in my bathroom where actually I get out of the shower and I have to take a good look at myself every day when I get out of the shower, and I have to get comfortable with myself. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. Because in our minds, we always look at ourselves differently than what we actually are, because those are the negative thoughts that other people put on us, right? That these limiting self-beliefs, of not feeling attractive or not feeling good enough or feeling ugly and stuff, right? We put this upon ourselves, and that's what I'm doing is I'm actually taking a look at myself, and I'm trying to bring myself back. I'm trying to bring that femininity. I'm trying to bring that openness to my sexuality back. Who knows? I know for sure 100%, don't come near me unless you are willing to make movements in your own evolution. Unless you believe and resonate with some of the content I'm putting out there, right? Because I can't be held back from what I'm meant to do, right? And I believe this is evolution, and anybody I end up with has got to believe. It doesn't have to believe in the evolution, but they have to believe in the movement and the action needed to move ourselves forward. They really do. They have to have an interest in the things that I have an interest in, because I know I am looking at relationships where people are actually being held back from their purposes in life because of the interactions that they're having, because they chose to do kindnesses for others, because they chose to be caregivers, because they chose to sacrifice their own happiness for the happiness of the other people in their lives, right? But at the same time, you have to leave yourself open. You have to leave yourself open, and you have to be willing to make some changes, and you have to be able to hold your ground and make sure that you stick to your own beliefs, right? Stick to your own beliefs. Don't let anybody think differently about you. Don't even tell yourself negative things, because we are our own worst enemies when it comes to moving forward, right? We will try and stop ourselves time after time after time. And it gets so bad, we self-talk, do that limiting self-talk, and we talk negatively about ourselves, and we just put ourselves down, and we allow others to put ourselves down, that it actually stops us from moving forward, right? So it's important that I surround myself with good people, right? Not just for relationships, not because I want to get in relationships. It's quite possible that I'm going to be on my own for the rest of my life, right? In this moment, I don't feel a need to have that kind of companionship. But at the same time, I know that quite possibly I am meant to have those kind of relationships and I could be holding myself back. So even though I might not have those relationships, I still want to feel good. I still want to feel like if I met the right person, that I would be receptive, to that kind of attention, right? And that I would want to participate in it myself and feel good and enjoy it at the same time. Okay, everybody. Cindy went off again, but that's what do we do Sunday nights? This is what we do, right? We just kind of try and help each other out. I try and give my insights. I listen to people. I trust you guys. I trust you guys when you say something, you know what you're talking about. You guys have all your own gifts, right? You guys have all your own gifts, and you guys contributed to my story just as much as I contribute to it. And hopefully I contribute to your story a little bit too, right? I hope I contribute to your guys' story. And I would love to be a part of your story if you should ever decide to take it anywhere. Okay, everybody. That's it. Have a great night. Thank you, Melvin. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Owen. Thank you, Melvin. Thank you, Jonathan. Oh, Melvin got two of them, right? I'm trying not to miss anybody, but you know I'm going to miss people, right? Jonathan, Owen, David, Nancy, Kathy, all of those people that are watching in the background that I just haven't jumped into the conversation yet, right? Maybe you'll jump in one day. Maybe you won't. Doesn't mean you're not getting the lesson. You're still getting the lesson, right? You're still getting the lesson. Okay, everybody, that's it for this week. I will be back next Sunday. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what kind of movement I made this week. I hope everybody has a great week. I'm wishing you all the best. I'm sending you all kinds of love, all kinds of light to wherever it needs to go, right? I love all of you guys. You're absolutely amazing, and you're a big part of my story, and I wouldn't be doing this right now unless you were along for this ride, right? Okay, everybody. That's it for tonight. We'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye. And here I am trying to turn the camera or my phone off again. Here, this is, oh, no, that's not what we want to do. Cancel. End stream. There we go. Have a great night, everybody. See you next Sunday. Bye-bye.